Hello students, in this topic we'll discuss about various terms, that is free consent, what is misrepresentation, how is the term mistake derived, what is undue influence, what is fraud, right? So we'll start first with consent. What is consent? Consent with is that when we allow someone to do something or not to do something. Like our consent is there, our permission is there to another person, right? So free consent is that our consent is there and there is no undue influence or there is no pressure on us to give a particular decision, right? So we'll start with consent. According to section 13 of the Indian Contract Act, it is 72. Consent means when both parties agreed to a thing in the same sense of mind or unison of mind. This is also termed as consensus ad idem. Now A and B are two parties in the contract, right? And if it was seen that there was some crisis and A had put a plan forward to solve it, B, after being made aware of this fact and analyzed that it was a perfect solution, agreed to it. In this case, both parties showed their consent. Now, what are the elements of free consent? Consent is considered to be free consent when there are few factors which are satisfied. First is it should be free from coercion. There should be no pressure. There should be no coercion. The contract. Next is the contract should not be done under the pressure of undue influence. The contract should be done without fraud. The contract should not be made through misrepresentation, and the contract should not be made by mistake. Right? Now we'll deal line by line. So first is coercion. When a person commits or threatens to commit an act which is forbidden under the Indian Penal Code or detains an object unlawfully or threatens to do so with the intention to force a person to enter into a contract, then this is said as coercion. Let's understand it with the help of example. A caused B to enter into an agreement which is forbidden under the Indian Penal Code. A had done the act when an English ship was on the high seas, right? The A sues B for the breach of contract in Mumbai. Then this agreement was considered to be void as A had employed coercion, though Indian Penal Code was not in force at the place where the act was done. Now, what is the effect of coercion? When the agreement made is found to be made out of coercion, then the contract would be cancelled, or due to which both the parties are released from their obligations to perform their duties under the contract, right? Now we'll come on the second, that is undue influence. When a contract is made between two parties and one of them is in the position to dominate the will of the other party and takes unfair advantage of the position, then the contract is said to be made under undue influence. Now we'll again understand it with the help of example. An old person appoints B as his attendant and B is his nephew as well. B demands a share of a property and A agrees to pay him. In this situation, A is under the undue influence of B. Now, the principle of undue influence is based on the doctrine of equity. There are some features. First is either of the parties should be in a state to dominate over other, and second, the party who dominates should have taken undue advantage of the another person, right? Then comes next, that is fraud. What is fraud? Fraud means an action that includes the false assertion of facts, concealment of facts, and any promise with the intention to deceive a person. According to section 17 of the following act, that is Contract Act 1872, when a party contracts with the other party with the intention to deceive amounts to fraud. The party may directly make the contract with the other party, or it can be done with the help of an agent. Now we'll understand again it with the help of example. A agrees to sell his horse to B. Then what happened? A already had the knowledge that horse is of unsound mind and did not inform B. So B then asked A if does not deny the fact that B would consider the horse to be sound, and A was to be kept silent. In this case, mere silence amounts to the agreement. Thus, A performed a fraudulent act. What are the characteristics of fraud? Number one, when a party conceals the fact from other party, that when we hide it, right? Then next is when a party promises to perform an act for the other party but has no real intention to fulfill the promise, or the false representation has been made to enter into a contract, and the omission of any act which is considered to be fraudulent in the eyes of law. Then comes misrepresentation, right? What is misrepresentation? Misrepresentation means a false representation of the fact. According to section 18, it is defined in section 18, misrepresentation is the stating of deceiving information which results in the assertion of the other party into entering into a contract and subsequently undergoing loss, right? The information, however presented by the guilty party, is a result of genuine belief about the matter. Then misrepresentation is said to be committed firstly when the person deceiving positively asserts not warranted information to another, misleading them somehow, and secondly there is a breach of duty which has caused the prejudice of one or another to be at stake. Lastly, a mistake has been committed by another person because of the act of information of the one misrepresenting them. Then the characteristics are, it should be mentioned that the false statement was of the material of the fact or not mere words. When a party makes a misrepresentation to the other party, it should be proved that the party believed the fact to be true, and the party should have misrepresented the facts to induce the other party to enter into a contract. Now the last is mistake. What is mistake? It is defined in the section 20. Then what is the definition? A contract is declared void when a mistake is caused by both the parties, that bilateral mistake which violates the essentials to the agreement. Then it is also said as mistake of law and mistake of fact. So we should also explain, I should also explain it with the help of example. A made an agreement with B to sell the goods, and agreement was done. A was not aware that the goods are perished due to some reasons. In this case, the contract would be void because the basis on which the contract was made does not exist. So I end up this lecture. We have covered what is consent and how can it be affected by misrepresentation, fraud, mistake, undue influence and coercion, right? Okay, thank you so much.